talking about here? On this episode of What We Talking About, we talking about the most electrifying sports in all of sports entertainment, wrestling. On today's episode, we're covering your favorite wrestler, the mask that you would love to wear. If you could put together a match, what would your match be? But first, let's talk about your earliest wrestling memory.
So my issue with wrestling is still, like I said, I jumped off on the Attitude after the Attitude Era, unfortunately, but I've been slowly getting back in it. But like my pops introduced me to wrestling early on.
Bro, I'm pretty much, honestly, I'm probably in the last, NWO was pretty much the last era I was in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very much wrestling adjacent. Like
Explain that.
I was super heavy into wrestling until I would say probably like 05, 06. Actually, I don't even know if that's accurate with the year. But when was the invasion?
I think my very, very first match that I remember, it was Debo's match. I think it was a cell match, a Hell of a Cell match. I think it was one of those triple cage matches. And Tiny Lester came out, and I just remember watching it. Like, I'm like, yeah, he was Zeus, and I'm like, yo, that's Debo. And I just remember watching that on Sunday with my pops and everything like that. So watching that and then just falling in love with wrestling at that time.
Ever since then, so many of my friends are super huge into wrestling. I had always been around wrestling content creators, so I always had just sort of like a basic knowledge of what's still happening in like just wrestling, but I was never as fully as I was before, so I consider that wrestling adjacent.
When it went to WWE, I probably was maybe 2 years, 3 years maybe into that. And then after that, I stopped watching. Okay.
'Tis the season to be spooky. When you think of wrestling and Halloween, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Sting.
Why?
Because of the whole Crow setup, the whole... Shout out to my homeboy Korn. I gotta shout him out, bro. Big fan of Sting. Huge fan of Sting when we was kids. Yeah. So, Fam had the leather. He was in it. He was in it.
Right is kept. The one of the people or the collective that I think about heavily is the Brew. Yeah.
The fucking vampire.
Yeah, the Brew, man.
I think of the Boogeyman. Like he was just, he debuted around Halloween. Like he just had that horror movie aesthetic behind him. With the worms coming out of his mouth and come out in the dark. And he already had the gimmick of it being the Boogeyman. That's what you think of the Boogeyman. Just something just gnarly.
Actually, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, because that was terrifying. I wasn't even fully into wrestling then, but obviously, like just going over friends' houses while they were watching Raw or watching SmackDown. Every scene that they had, like every time he would come out, you could fully see like the horror elements of it, and like that was real life creepy. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, man.
We're in the season. How can we talk about Halloween and wrestling without talking masks?
When I think about masks as well, and I just think about paint masks, and like the very, very first time that I really focused on it, I gotta shout out Ultimate Warrior, man.
I'm gonna go with the Fiend. I gotta put the Fiend up there. Then you got
Road Warriors.
Okay.
Hawk and Animal, fam. Hawk and Animal, both.
Sting would definitely be one. Specifically Wolfpack Sting. I Wolfpack Sting. It was purely just because of the red and black. Like I think because we saw the white and black face paint for so long, just it being red and black was like, oh, this is dope.
Ultimate Warrior, for whatever reason, I connected with that face paint. I just always thought he was the coolest coming out and everything like that. So I gotta give it to Ultimate Warrior.
Okay. And you do? Yeah. Do you for real, bro? Snap! Hey! Like, Road Warriors definitely, Road Warriors was my as a kid.
Mankind.
Rey Mysterio, just classic Rey Mysterio.
Papa Shango.
Okay.
Papa Shango.
I can dig it.
One of my favorite, like just a guilty pleasure for me would be Hurricane. I'm
Green and black.
Yes.
And the third is Ultimo Dragon.
Hey.
Ultimo Dragon was that. But yeah, no, I fucked with Ultimo Dragon. I felt like WCW used to pit him and Rey Mysterio, like, I feel like against each other a lot. And I was like, bro, they should both win each other. I fuck with both of them.
Sometimes you have to put your fan sign down and put on that commissioner suit. If you could put a Halloween themed match together, what would your match be about?
Halloween theme match would be a Anywhere Falls trick or treat match. It's just candy and buckets full of candy and everywhere with pumpkins and barrels of hay. You can fight anywhere in the arena, and just motherfuckers getting hit in the head with pumpkins and shit. That'd be crazy.
I can hear Jerry Lawler now.
Pumpkins! A Hell in a Cell with a Money in the Bank setup, but it's a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin that's hanging with money, and you gotta grab it and slam the pumpkin back down.
I really love the idea of the Buried Alive matches. I don't know if they still do them a lot. I wish they would, because that is the epitome, I think, of Halloween. Like,
All right, so it would be a Hell in a Cell match. However, what I think it's called an Inferno match where the fire's on her. Yep. So I want the fire around the Hell in a Cell match and everything like that. The Inferno Hell in a Cell match. That's what be mine.
That's crazy.
You gotta go vicious, right? And so here's the thing. I'm picking people in their prime. I'm gonna pick somebody that a lot of people probably forget about. But I'm gonna go with Taz. I want Taz.
What? Taz is my nigga, dog.
I gotta hear it. We're calling it Pumpkin Smash.
The pumpkin smash, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just take the money out the case, it's a pumpkin up there. You might slam that motherfucker on your head, you know what I'm saying? It become a weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but yeah, that would be that.
it's a truly scary. It's truly a scary ending to a match, because you like, this in real life got buried alive.
I want a wild match. I want high flyers. I might have to go one of the Hardys. You dealing with the elements and everything. I think this will be just the most unorthodox, crazy, wild match that you don't know how this is going to end.
You getting buried loosely.
There's no way you can consider yourself a wrestling fan if you haven't imagined yourself in the WWE. What's your wrestling gimmick?
All right, so listen, I'm still sticking with Deuce, my name. But my finishing move is going to be something that gets done twice.
I will still go by as the Sensei. And I would take Razor Ramon's move, but I would call it the Masterclass.
The name would be just Didge. I feel like, might as well. The finisher, I got the name for the finisher. It'd be called the download drop.
I'm gonna have to stay true. I'm gonna have to be Hllywd Trip, a nerdy ass athletic. My finishing move would be a flying back elbow, and I'm gonna call it the come again.
I was thinking about the clothesline from hell because I love the simplicity of a clothesline from hell, but like just being able to just do it and then pick it back up and then do it again. I just feel like that'd be fire as hell.
I'm thinking like a power bomb, like it's been downloaded. I don't know. I can't think of what kind of move it would be, but I'm leaning towards power bomb. Just got downloaded, bang.
We all understand kayfabe, but sometimes these stories seem a little too real. What storyline did you absolutely believe?
The storyline in wrestling that I absolutely believe the most, and I still believe it to this day, and I don't know how he got out of it, is that The Rock threw Stone Cold over that bridge on SmackDown. Like, bro, he is supposed to be dead. Bro, that's like a 35-foot drop. What the
Kane Undertaker with brothers. Kane Undertaker with brothers. Like, cause ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all found two big like that? At the same time, in the same place, like we gonna put these together. This was cold for that.
The Triple H Stephanie McMahon one, where like he had stole her and married her. Cause I was like, yo, this is illegal. How can he do this? And then come to find out, obviously they was already married like off screen and stuff. Vince McMahon used to do some wild stuff.
That there was 2 fucking Ultimate Warriors. That one Ultimate Warrior died, and then they replaced it with another Ultimate Warrior. Bro, and this is what's crazy. The Mr. McMahon doc is out. And legit, when I was watching, I was like, why they ain't talking about the Ultimate Warrior storyline? I feel like that's a huge storyline. I learned this year, 2024, that storyline was fake.
That's crazy, because I know, obviously, then, the story at the time was, well, like, when you figure out, obviously, like, whole kayfabe and stuff, it was, okay, they was together, so, like, it makes sense why, you know, they would go this storyline, but it was, like, at the time, I was like, this man done stole her, and got out of here. Yes!
There wasn't no other Ultimate Warrior that died, and they replaced it with it. It's been the same guy. I believe that 100%.
There's no way you can be a superstar without having epic theme music. What's your favorite wrestling entrance?
My favorite entrance song or entrance in general. I love the NWO entrance. Like the black and white and the screen going in and out. And you got Hulk Hogan with the guitar, and you know, like it's got an aura to it. What's the kid saying these days is Riz. It's a lot of Riz in that.
I'm gonna go Wolfpack theme song. The Wolfpack is back causing mass destruction. That was my shit. Those lyrics were terrible. The raps were awful, but it was my shit.
Chris Jericho, Break the Walls Down. Bro, I love Break the Walls Down. It's the waterfall, pyrotechnic splash of fire. Like, Break the Walls Down is my shit. Yeah.
Let's keep it a whole 100. We all try to do a wrestling move on our sibling, cousin, family member, girlfriend, boyfriend. So please tell me, what is your favorite wrestling move?
It's the choke slam, honestly. It's the most disrespectful thing. It's really the most disrespectful thing you can do.
This one's hard because I like a lot of finishers. However, growing up as a kid, I always liked the high flyers and everything like that. And there's something poetic about the Swanton Bomb.
My favorite finisher of all time is the Razor's Edge.
That I just love how that looks aesthetically. I gotta give it to that.
Cause all you do is you grabbing another hand as he grabbing your neck, and he lifting you in the air and dropping you. Like,
from the Undertaker to Kane to the Fiend to Mankind, there's a lot of spooky in wrestling. So, which wrestler would you put in a scary movie?
I would honestly, know what? To be truthfully kind, I would, and because he hasn't did it, I would actually want to see Mankind as an actual villain in a horror movie.
I'm gonna actually go the Brood as a collective. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to love the aesthetics, like just watching a wrestling match, seeing people get their ass beat, and then the lights go out, and then the lights turn back on, and it's just you covered in blood, not going what happened.
I would go Alexa Bliss specifically when she had the Lily doll.
So shout out to Liv Morgan, because she was a wrestler in a horror TV show. So I fuck with her for that. Yeah, she was in Chucky.
But again, I would add a little bit more sauce to it. You know what I'm saying? The Brood is, like I said, Gangrel. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to be the leader. And, you know, when you get the blood back, when it happens, you know what I'm saying? Not only do you, like I said, you get covered in blood, but now you become part of the Brood. And now, you know what I'm saying? He's building his faction more and more. I think the Brood in a horror movie would be a really dope-ass story, cult-like story thing. I think that'd be fire.
Like, as his movie, like that. I mean, he got the mask and everything already, like a real serial killer energy. Yeah, like I can really see him. I would see that. I would f- with that.
Again, another very creepy storyline, but I feel like now you got you can make a universe out of that, because obviously it was born from the Bray Wyatt, story. I think she got like infected by him, again, wrestling adjacent, don't know the full scope of it, but I feel like she got like infected by him. So like now you got you a prequel story, you got the Bray Wyatt story where you telling how he was basically creepy, haunting niggas, and then at the end of that movie, boom, he infected Alexa Bliss, and now you got the second one where her with the Lily doll going around being creepy as well.
If I put a wrestler in a movie, I'm gonna have to bring it back around. I put Boogeyman in the movie and just make him the Boogeyman.
And that wraps up this episode of What We Talkin Bout. Always remember, The Fiend is creepy as hell. Kane and Undertaker aren't really brothers, and The Rock should be in jail.